This is a Shock podcast. Shock.
Hi everyone and welcome back to The Art of Beauty. Glad to have you here. Welcome to episode 3. Today I have a very special guest, Vee Mukhtaram. Hi Vee.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Hi. Okay, so Vee, if you guys don't already know, has done everything from being an in-trend editor to now a fashion editor and a fashion stylist, currently styling the likes of Malaysia's very own DOLLA and Amelia Henderson and Marion Conter. Honestly, I could just keep going on and on and on. So it's amazing to have you here. Thank you so much for being here and making time.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So I want to start off with a quick check-in topic because I am very interested in what you do as a stylist.
Yes.
And so my first question before we get into the nitty-gritty of what we're going to be talking about here today is when you're creating looks for a group like DOLLA, I'm sure that you see how you see how it fits into their makeup as well. So I was just wondering if you could tell us a bit more about your process in general and how your looks come together with the makeup to then make a whole look on its own.
Sure. So basically, for each of the girls of DOLLA, they all have a different feeling to each of them. If you can tell, Tabby is the sweet girl, the one that I would call the baby spice, basically. So I would put her in lots of pastels and lots of soft colors. Even for makeup-wise, she likes things that are very sweet, that are very, I would say, pinky and peachy, lots of highlighters, lots of glitters. Meanwhile, there's the Bronzo, which is like the badass, right?
Yes, the baddie, yes.
The very LA girl, the very New Yorker girl.
Yes.
She loves her thin eyebrows, which is she's bringing back as a trend. And one thing about her is she does her own makeup. She loves her own makeup. She knows what suits her face and she knows what suits her style.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and she loves her eyeliner, her lashes. So that's very her. And then for Angel, she's very fashion. She loves everything that is style. She loves magazines. She loves editorial. So that's very her. She loves to push the envelope and she loves to be edgy. Even in her makeup, although it may seem edgy, but she still tend towards the beauty part, so it's not too crazy. And then last one is Shasha. Shasha was planned to be the girl next door, but if you can tell right now, she also has moved on to be a very fashion girl, being the tallest of the girls. She tends to carry clothes very well. She loves her red lips, she loves her bronzers and her quirky and fun hairstyles. So yeah, Shasha is at that.
Amazing. So this is not our first time recording this section because I made a little bit of a boo-boo before this.
Oh, that's cool.
But I was saying to you earlier that it's really quite amazing how you take into account that each one of them has their own different personality. And at the same time, you have groups in the K-pop world who tend to all dress the same because they all want to look the same, right? And then you mentioned that they all work with other stylists as well. I was interested by why you said that. Like, yeah, why?
Okay, so basically, I think if you're only working with one stylist, you tend to get the same looks.
Right,
When you work with different stylists, like DOLLA has worked with quite a few stylists. Each stylist creates a different look for them, but still staying true to their personality. So basically, you can tell, okay, Tabby by Vee looks like this, Tabby by another stylist looks like this. So everything still is according to their personality, but the look is a bit more different, which I think gives it a variety of pictures, give a variety of styling. I mean, every stylist has a different taste.
They like have a different thing, right? Yeah,
you can tell some are a bit more glam, some are a bit more street. Yeah, for me, I think I'm a bit ratchet. Yeah, I kind of like the whole ratchetness.
No, but you can do high fashion as well, though. That's the thing.
I kind of like mixing it up.
Right.
Like the first time we work with the girls, I dress them in Moschino, which is a high-end brand, but we tend to make it a bit more street. So
grungy.
That's where I like it. That's how I put it. Yeah.
That's interesting because when I think of a brand like Moschino, okay, I know we're like straying away from the makeup here, but I'm really interested in the fashion as well. When you think about a brand like Moschino, it's really loud. Yeah. It's a really loud brand. I think Jeremy Scott isn't afraid to use patterns, use colors, and all of that. So it's interesting that when you put a look together for them by Moschino, you can still make it quite grungy in a way.
Moschino itself is street. We try to make it a bit more local street, I would say.
I see.
And also that working with the girls, we've worked with a lot of brands, beauty and fashion brands that are interested in them. So I think that's a good platform because I think it's been quite a while that we don't have a a strong girl group. The previous one I would say was the Fam.
Right.
Yeah. So it's fun because the girls are young, they love makeup, they love beauty, they love fashion. So it's a great platform for them and also for us as stylists to play.
Yeah, exactly. I can imagine that, especially in the last maybe 5 years, I think fashion and makeup has really been elevated in a way that people maybe were previously scared to go. And with influences like the K-pop world, I know, okay, I don't want to keep, because DOLLA is Malaysian pop, and I know that's still completely different to K-pop, but there are K-pop influences in their music, in their fashion, in the way that, just everything about them. There are K-pop influences as well. So I was just wondering as well, like what your, because I'm sure when you work on set, especially, what that collaborative process is like with the makeup artists that are on set as well. Like, what's the dynamic between you and the makeup artists who are there?
Okay, so basically there's a theme or like a look, I would say, for every appearance or performance. Once we get the briefs from, let's say, the company or the event itself, we would usually discuss with the makeup artist and the whole styling team. But I would always allow the makeup artist to play. I would never, okay, you should do this. This is only what you can do. No, I would give them reference, but they are free to interpret it any way they like, because I think being DOLLA and other celebrities, they're a good canvas for everyone to show off your creativity.
Yeah, of course.
So for makeup artists, if they want to play with these canvases, I think for me to not allow them to do so is selfish. So I think I allow them to do, and as long as it stays by the book or by the theme, I would say. I mean, if we're doing a riot show, we can't be doing full face full of edginess, right?
Yeah.
So we tend to do that lah. So basically that's how we create a look, but still allowing every part of the styling team to have a say in what you do.
Right. Interesting. So I think from what you're saying, it's not accurate to say that, oh, you stay in your own lane and they stay in your own lane.
No.
Like, it's definitely like a mishmash of everything. So
we would say like, okay, what about smoky eyes? And they would come back and say, you know what, I think smoky eyes is okay, but why not we add on a bit more, I don't know, contours or whatever, and then we will meet in the middle just to get everyone's opinion in. My opinion, the makeup artist's opinion, also the girls, because the girls will always have a say.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
They're not just there to like sit and accept everything that we put on their face.
So they do get input.
They do, yeah, and I think their input is the most important, because if you're not comfortable, if you're not loving how you look, I think it will affect your mood and how you perform. Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, that's really considerate. I know it sounds really weird, but I'm actually surprised to hear that they have input. Because I think normally when you think about all these like girl groups and boy groups, like you tend to think that they are controlled a lot, and a big part of the control that their management companies have is they control their look, right, from top to bottom, right, whether it's the makeup, the styling in every way. So I'm actually really glad to hear that they do have input in how they look, and it's important for them to feel comfortable.
I think in this day and age, it's all about how you feel. It's all about inclusivity, like, and how you want to be, how do you say, you want to be in the conversation, not just about the conversation. You want to be in the conversation.
I love that. Yeah, being in the conversation rather than just like a participant just waiting.
True.
Yeah, right. No, I love that. Okay, enough with fashion, although I could honestly talk about it with you all day, because I do love a bit of fashion myself. Yeah. But today we're actually going to be talking about our top 10 favorite bronzers. So I know that you're about that makeup as well. So I was thinking that we could do 5 of your favorites and 5 of mine, and we can alternate. How about that? Amazing. Yeah. Do you want to start first?
Okay, so basically I am not good at doing my own makeup, but I love makeup. I would usually, if I have like events or any kind of awards or red carpets, I would normally book a makeup artist, because I think I leave the professional to do what they do best. Yes, because I am not great at it. But yeah, I do like to play around. I do like to be more bronze. Right. So I think it's a good topic, and it's a good thing that we're talking about bronzers, because it's something that I do like putting on.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I mean, even though you don't do your own makeup, I'm sure that you've sat in a makeup artist's chair enough to know what's up. Yeah. Right?
I'm sorry if you guys think our pick is not the best, but this is our pick.
Yeah, this is exactly.
This is our pick.
Exactly. You got your own favorites.
Pick would be the NARS powder contouring bronzer. NARS obviously has like one of the strongest colors that I think suit the Malay skin tone.
I've never
you've never tried
that.
it?
No, no.
You should try it. And what I usually do is, if I do it on my own, I would do like the shape of number 3 from forehead to my cheeks and down.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I like it a bit more heavier because I have a squarish round face.
Right.
So I like to be shaped and sculpted.
Exactly. And also, just want to remind our listeners that you're contouring your face for your face.
Yeah.
I think there's only so many YouTube videos that you can watch, but you still have to do makeup for your face shape, for your, whatever. So we can give you tips, but it's important that you try it out for yourself and see what works for you and what doesn't, right?
True.
So, okay, the NARS one. I haven't tried a NARS bronzer. I'm a NARS blush girl. Okay, what's my first one? Okay, I'm gonna go drugstore first.
Okay.
I really like the Physicians Formula butter bronzer.
Okay.
I discovered it maybe like 3 years ago, and I like that they made their bronzer with like 8 different shade options, which is actually quite a lot considering it's a bronzer. I'm not talking about foundations or concealers. If you're a brand with a foundation and concealer with like 8 shades, that's horrific. And I like that it just blends really easily. And like the bronzers that I look for, I don't look for high pigmentation because I'm really scared about it getting really patchy on my skin. Yeah, I just don't like that look of like, you can like clearly see that there's brown line on your face. Horror. Hate that. And
blend, guys. Blend it in.
Blending.
Blend it in.
Please, above all else, you need to learn how to blend. You can apply as much makeup as you like, but if you don't blend it right, it looks, I don't know,
True.
So that's my first pick. What's your second one?
Okay, so basically, if you were talking about ranges and colors, I think Fenty also has a great range of colors.
Yes.
Is it in your list?
It's not on my list actually, because I've tried their matchsticks. Obviously, when it first came out, I got the matchsticks in mocha. I think a lot of people get that color as well. And I don't mind products like that where it's like kind of creamy, but for me, the matchsticks was a bit too dry.
Okay.
But I know that they have their Sunstalker bronzers, and those ones I haven't tried out yet. But what do you like about the Fenty ones?
The Fenty ones, I like that it has a bit of highlight in it, so it adds a bit more glitter and glam.
Oh, so it's not matte.
It's not matte. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't know about you, but like I'm more of a matte.
You really like a matte? Yeah.
I'm a matte bronzer girl. Sometimes I'll make an exception, but for the most part, I'll stick with a matte bronzer. Fenty's a really good one, but you're talking about shade range, right? I think their shade range is incredible.
They try to complement every skin tone. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think the Fenty bronzers do go quite deep if that's what you're looking for. Yeah, that's a really good recommendation as well. Alongside that, I'm gonna give another, since you're talking about a Sephora brand, essentially, I'll give you another Sephora brand, the Benefit Hoola Bronzer.
Oh my god, it's in my list.
Classic,
it's in my list.
classic. Did you even start using bronzer if you didn't start with the Benefit Hoola Bronzer?
Yeah.
It's probably everyone's first ever bronzer or contour. I wouldn't say it's that warm. I think it's quite a neutral tone, so that's why a lot of people do go for it, but it's a classic.
It's mini and you carry it around,
Yeah, it's just easy to, I think it's a makeup bag staple for everyone for a really long time, and there's a reason why it's a cult classic, right? Yeah, no, the Benefit one's really good because I find that it's really lightweight and it's buildable and it's matte as well, which is like my kind of thing. And the finish that it has, it's very like sun-kissed with like zero shimmer. No, the Benefit one, it's a classic. Everyone's tried it at least once in their lifetime. Yeah, and I think it's here to stay for a really, really long time.
True.
So, do you have another one on your list?
I do. I've been trying a lot of nude sticks.
Okay.
I like the fact that it is a mini thing that you could just toss it in a bag, and then the fact that the brush is on the other end, so I like using it. I think my favorite tone has to be beachy tan or something.
Right.
Yes, that's my favorite kind of color. It also has a bit of shimmer in it, so you can tell I'm a glitter kind of person.
Right.
Yeah, so that's something that I do look forward to when I do my own makeup.
Oh, okay, right. So when I usually think about nude sticks, I think about like their cream product. So it's a powder one.
No, it is. Hang on, let me check. It is a cream, yes, but it's a form of a stick.
Ah, yes.
It's a
Yeah,
stick,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's what Nude Sticks is known for.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know what Nude Sticks is, like they do cream products in like a stick format,
in a
and they
stick
have
form, yes, correct.
bronzers, they have blushes, they have highlights as well. And I haven't actually tried Nude Sticks, even though I feel like I should. Okay, this is not drugstore. I've talked about one drugstore. I've talked about one Sephora. I'm gonna take it up one notch. The Charlotte Tilbury Film Star
amazing,
Bronze and
yes.
Glow. Oh my god, yeah, it's expensive. I'm not
True.
saying that it's for
True.
everyone, and I'm not saying that you need to have it. I feel like for the price, it's spenny, it is. It's so worth it. That is probably the only bronzer that I will allow on my face that does have sort of like a shimmer in it. I think it's mostly a contour product because their bronzers tend to run quite neutral, so it's not so warm. But I think there's such a good blend of like pearl and pigment in it, and the formula itself is quite thin. I don't know if you've seen Charlotte Tilbury and her niece Sophia Tilbury's tube videos.
No.
Yeah, their makeup tutorials, whenever they use it, it literally looks like they're just putting butter on their client's face,
yes.
because that's how silky and smooth it looks on the face. It's just so easily blendable. This is actually like my go-to every single day. And I've had it for about maybe 2 years, I think 2-3 years, and I haven't panned it yet. Like I haven't reached the bottom of it yet.
Nice.
Yeah. Because I feel like you don't need to pack it on so much for it to look really nice. And yeah, I just really like how it just seamlessly blends into the skin. I know it's not for everyone. I do have another favorite that I'm going to be talking about that is a really good dupe to it. But if you've got the funds for Charlotte Tilbury, I mean, I don't know where she is in Sephora yet. Sephora, please.
Bring her in.
We
Yeah.
need her. We've got Pat McGrath. We've got Natasha Denona. We need Charlotte Tilbury.
We can't be
next.
traveling to London to buy it.
Exactly. That is the only like if you want to get Charlotte Tilbury from the UK, you can go to cultbeauty.co.uk and you'll be able to get it. But we need it. We need her stuff in Malaysia. I think there's such a huge market for Charlotte Tilbury. I think lots of people are waiting for her. Like, okay, I know we're digressing a little bit, but just talking about like high-end brands like that, Pat McGrath and Natasha Denona, I feel don't do as well here because they're a lot more out there. You look at their eyeshadow palettes, for example. I know we're talking about bronzers, but eyeshadow palettes, they're a lot more out there. You know, more colors and all of that. Whereas Charlotte Tilbury is like classic, Parisian.
And I think the fact that
know,
Charlotte Tilbury's
chic.
color range also suits our Asian.
Absolutely. And I think like just from top to bottom, if you're looking for a high-end brand, I think she does so well in every single department of makeup. Like whether it's her foundation, whether it's her concealer, her airbrush flawless finish powder is honestly at this point it's ungodly how good it is. It's so finely milled. Yeah, the bronzers, the highlights, like you're getting your money's worth, I feel, when it comes to Charlotte Tilbury. So yeah, I am a Charlotte Tilbury fangirl.
We all are.
Yeah, we all are, and we're waiting. Sephora, hello, if you're listening, we are waiting. So yeah, that is my third favorite, the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. What's your next one?
So for the next one, I'm going to select Syed Faisal Starstruck, which is a homegrown brand. It's actually a palette that consists of blushers, highlighter, transition powder, and contour bronzer. Actually, it's
sick.
a cream base.
Right. Okay.
Cream base. Yeah, and I've worked with him quite a number of times, and I see that he puts it on all his brides, all his clients, and even on me. I put it on my eyes, and I put it as a bronzer as well. I think it's pretty fun. It's a one palette thing that you can.
It's all in one.
Yeah, it's all in one.
Right.
Which is pretty handy and easy to play with.
I actually do like stuff like that. Who does that? Hourglass. Hourglass does that a lot, right? I mean, they don't do cream products, obviously, but Hourglass does do a lot of like these all-in-one palettes where you have bronzer, highlighter, and like blush as well. So if you guys want to have a look at that. But amazing. I mean, I'm really ashamed to admit this, but I don't think I've ever tried
a homegrown
Malaysian makeup brand. But not because I haven't wanted to. It's just that I don't know
any.
Yeah,
I
I haven't like been introduced to. I mean, I've done my research, but like there's a lot out there, so I never know where to begin. Like, okay, again, I digress. But for someone who's new to Malaysian makeup brands, where do you think we should start?
I think there's quite a handful of brands that is fun to try. There's Syed Faisal Beauty. I mean, for foundation, I kind of like lean towards NUX Rosely. All these people, they're mostly makeup artists.
Right.
So they know what works.
They know their stuff.
And one thing thing that I do like about NUX Rose Lee's foundation is the fact that it's full coverage. When people like me, we need full coverage.
Right.
Yeah, so it's heavy, and when you're working long hours under the hot, warm Malaysian sun,
Yes.
so you kind of need it. There's Solid.
Yes, of course.
Solid,
Yes,
and
of course.
Solid has this water permeable nail polish, which
Yes.
is fun, which I can play around with, and whenever I need to remove it, it's very easy to remove. So there's actually quite a lot of homegrown brands that we can look forward to and play around with. Most of them, they start off with lipsticks.
I do want to try them out at some point. I just haven't gotten around to it just yet. But thank you very
Send
much.
her gifts, guys. Send her gifts.
Thank you very much. Yes, I am accepting all gifts and donations. But yeah, okay, awesome. Okay, now on to my next recommendation, the dupe to the Charlotte Tilbury one that I found. It's actually from an independently owned brand. If I'm not mistaken, they're based in Italy, and they are half the price of the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. It's called Nabla. That's the brand name. And I find that it's like perfectly neutral in the same way that the Charlotte Tilbury one is as well. The formula is just really smooth and it's not patchy and it just blends like a dream. So I find with the formula, the payoff is exactly like the Charlotte Tilbury one, but the formula itself is quite unique. If you touch it, it kind of feels like there's like a little bit of like a slip almost to it, but the finish is powder. It's not cream, it's not strictly powder either. It's like somewhere in between. It's really, really strange, but like if you want a good dupe to the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow, because I think that's like $52. What's that, like 200?
Yeah.
220 ringgit, something like that. This Nabla bronzer one, it's half the price. You shave off essentially like 100 ringgit for the same kind of finish, and the quality is great as well. So yeah, sometimes I like to throw in like independently owned brands. I just wish I had Malaysian brands to throw in as well. Unfortunately, I just haven't been able to get some because like I did take a break from buying new makeup maybe like a year ago, because I think when we were in the middle of MCO, for me personally, makeup was like my place of solace. I used to just do my makeup just to start my day because every day would feel the same, right? So I felt like makeup was a way for me to sort of have something to look forward to. So honestly, for the past like 2 years, all throughout 2020 and all throughout 2021, I was just buying a lot of makeup in general. And then I slowed down this year because I was like, oh my god, I've turned into a hoarder. I don't know why.
Some
I
are
have so
still in
much
the
makeup.
packages.
Yeah,
Yes,
embarrassingly so. I hate admitting that, but that's actually so true. Yeah, so this year is honest for me. It's about falling back in love with stuff I already have.
I agree.
And that includes, like, I have tons of bronzers. Why? I don't know. I just do. And so yeah, I just like rotate through like stuff that I already have. But yeah.
But I'm kind of person who sticks to one. I don't know why.
Okay.
I do have a few choices. I would like probably just buy one and I'll get other bronzers for free, but I kind of like stick to one. I don't know. I think until it's like really, there's literally a hole in the middle of the palette, that I'll probably stop using it and try the new one. But yeah, I'm the type of person who sticks to one, which when I do my own makeup basically. But when we're doing with makeup artists, then we could try other kind of types of bronzers.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I had tons of makeup artists friends, then like, yeah, I'd stop buying
Put it
makeup
on
too.
me, bronze me out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I do think like, damn, like if I did have makeup artists friends, then like maybe I wouldn't be trying out so many products like all the time. But that's me. Yeah. So what's your next product recommendation?
This is my last pick, right? I'm gonna go a bit bougie, and I'm going to pick the Dior the Dior bronzer.
Yes.
Just in fact, because it's the last pick. One thing that I love about the Dior bronzer is the packaging. Actually, the packaging it looks like the Lady Dior quilting itself.
Yes.
It really looks back to fashion, a fashion brand. So I think I would say a splurge kind of bronzer you would have in your makeup tool.
Exactly. I mean, in the same way that I recommend the Charlotte Tilbury one, here's Vee's recommendation of the Dior one. I've tried the Dior one actually. Yeah, it's good. The only reason why I did try it was because someone was doing my makeup. Because it's not a matte bronzer, right? See, like I wouldn't ordinarily go for a bronzer like that, but I felt like the finish was just nice for me. Like if a bronzer or contour gets like too glittery, I'm just like,
you like it?
Yeah, not for it's just not for me
not for
personally.
you,
But I felt like the Dior one, it was like borderline pearly, but like it was just nice.
And
I
it's
really
lightweight.
did like that.
It's lightweight.
Yeah, it is really, really lightweight actually. But yeah, okay, on to my last one.
Yay.
The MAC mineralized skin finish
yes.
bronzer. I mean, it's not a bronzer, it's actually a powder, but everyone 10 years ago used to use the Give Me Sun MAC bronzer. I don't use it now, but it's something that like if I'm really tan, I'll go to it because it's really, really, really pigmented and it's very, 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 very warm. So if you have like a warm skin tone, this is so good. I would highly recommend it. But yeah, it's another one of those like cult classics. Yeah, so that was one that I used to use when I was back in school, but I don't unfortunately use it anymore? Yeah, just because I'm not as tan like as I used to be. Your girl uses SPF every day, you know what I'm saying? So so I don't use it as much anymore. I do have one sitting in my bathroom as we speak. It's just that I haven't reached for it, unfortunately, just because we've been staying indoors lately. But yeah, I think we've come to an end.
Right.
So yeah, that's that. Thank you so much for coming onto my show and for sharing. I know we were talking about bronzers, but I've actually just been really interested about your job as a stylist, because I don't think I've never met a fashion stylist. So I've always been curious as to what your job scope is. And like
it's not all fun and glamour. You would think a fashion stylist is someone that is very fashionable, but basically we're very behind the scene kind of people. Well, it depends. Some stylists are very, very gung ho and very out there. But it depends. Yeah.
When you look at like celebrities on the red carpet, like you think that they put it together, but there's just like no way. They don't. They don't. There is someone behind the scenes who is literally thinking about all the finer details. Yeah, more often than not, that celebrity that you're looking at did not choose to wear that on.
But I would have to say some celebrities here, some good ones, they don't have stylists. But I would name some names. We would go like, oh my god, they don't have stylists. Yeah, people like Diane Trisha. People
she doesn't have a stylist.
She doesn't. People like Marion Counter, actually, they usually just style their own themselves. I think because they have a great eye in fashion. Yeah, so they have a great eye in style. I mean, even Shah Al Yahya, she doesn't really have a stylist, only for events and all that. But whenever they're on their own, I think you can tell that they are very fashion savvy. They are they know how to dress themselves. So I think
Oh, I love Diane Trisha's fashion. I think she's so fashion forward.
Yeah, she and Yaya Zahir are two current fashion it girls that I think is really playing really well with fashion. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Vee.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you to the listeners for tuning in this week. I'll catch you guys in 2 weeks for episode 4. All right then, take care. Bye.